Are our power grids truly equipped to handle the future? This question looms large as we step further into the age of electrification. Let's take a moment to consider the current state of power grids, focusing on their capacity and infrastructure. Power grids are the backbone of our modern civilization, carrying electricity from power plants to our homes, schools, and businesses. These intricate networks of wires, transformers, and substations are marvels of engineering, but they're also relics of another era. Many of our power grids were built decades ago, designed to meet the needs of a less complex, less electrified time. But the world has changed. We've entered an era of smartphones, electric cars, and smart homes. Our energy needs have skyrocketed, and our power grids are struggling to keep up. The capacity of these aging infrastructures is being pushed to its limits, and blackouts, once a rare occurrence, are becoming increasingly common. Adding to the strain on our power grids are the challenges of integrating renewable energy sources. Solar and wind energy, while essential for reducing our carbon footprint, are intermittent by nature. The sun doesn't always shine and the wind doesn't always blow. Storing this energy for later use is a significant challenge, and one that our current power grids aren't well equipped to handle. But it's not just about capacity or the integration of renewables. The environmental impact of our power grids is also a critical concern. Traditional power generation methods, such as burning coal or natural gas, release vast amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. This contributes to climate change, an existential threat that we can no longer ignore. Furthermore, these methods of power generation are resource-intensive. We're depleting our planet's finite resources at an unsustainable rate. And while renewable energy sources offer a more sustainable alternative, our current power grids aren't designed to accommodate them on a large scale. So where does that leave us? Well, it's clear that our power grids are at a crossroads. If we're to meet the energy demands of the future, we need to reimagine our power grids. We need to invest in modern, resilient infrastructure that can handle increased demand and the integration of renewable energy sources. We need to move away from carbon-intensive power generation methods and towards sustainable, renewable options. And we need to do it quickly. The clock is ticking, and the stakes couldn't be higher. As we stand on the precipice of an electrified future, it's clear our power grids need a major overhaul. The question is, are we ready to make the investments and the tough decisions that this overhaul will require? This is a question that we'll continue to explore in our next chapter: the potential of electric cars and other electric devices. Electric vehicles and devices promise a greener future, but can our power grids handle this electrified revolution? As we step into the second decade of the 21st century, electric cars and devices are becoming more than just a fashionable statement. They're gradually transforming into a societal norm. From the sleek Tesla sedans zipping down the highway to the humble electric toothbrush in your bathroom, our world is becoming increasingly electrified. These devices aren't just cool gadgets to show off to your friends. They're powerful tools in our fight against climate change, offering a more sustainable alternative to our fossil fuel-reliant past. Electric vehicles, for example, produce zero tailpipe emissions, making them a clean mode of transportation. They're also highly efficient, converting about 60% of the electrical energy from the grid to power at the wheels, whereas conventional gasoline cars only convert about 20% of the energy stored in gasoline. However, with the rise of these electric devices comes an important question. Can our power grids handle the increased load? After all, charging an electric car isn't like charging your smartphone. It requires a significant amount of energy, particularly when millions of people are plugging in their vehicles at the same time. To put it into perspective, if everyone in a city of 1 million people decided to charge their electric car at the same time, it could potentially double the city's electricity demand. This could lead to blackouts or brownouts as the grid struggles to meet the sudden surge in demand. This is a real concern as we move towards a future where electric cars are the norm rather than the exception. But don't despair just yet. There's a silver lining to this electrified cloud. Electric vehicles and devices could actually help stabilize our power grids thanks to innovative solutions like vehicle-to-grid technology. Imagine this. You plug in your electric car to charge overnight. While you sleep, your car communicates with the grid, offering to give back some of its stored energy if the grid needs it. In essence, your car becomes a mobile power station, helping to balance supply and demand on the grid. This isn't just a pipe dream. It's a reality that's already being tested in places like Denmark, where electric vehicles are being used to help balance the grid. Similar solutions are being explored for other electric devices too, turning them from power consumers into potential power suppliers. So while the rise of electric cars and devices does present challenges for our power grids, it also presents opportunities. With the right infrastructure and policies in place, these devices could play a crucial role in creating a more resilient, sustainable power grid. As electric vehicles and devices enter the mainstream, it's clear our power grids must evolve to accommodate this new era of electrification. As we look to the future, it's clear that our power grids must evolve. But what does this evolution look like? Imagine a grid that's not just smart, but brilliant. A grid that can anticipate energy demands, balance power loads, and even self-heal in the event of an outage. This is the vision of smart grids, a transformative concept in the realm of power supply. Smart grids leverage advanced technologies, sensors, and analytics to improve efficiency, reliability, and sustainability of power generation and distribution. In the context of grid stability, smart grids can detect and isolate outages for faster restoration. They can also manage peak load conditions more efficiently, reducing the strain on the grid and preventing blackouts. In terms of efficiency, smart grids optimize power delivery, minimizing energy losses during transmission and distribution. And when it comes to sustainability, they enable the integration of renewable energy sources into the grid, contributing to a lower carbon footprint. Speaking of renewable energy, it plays a pivotal role in the future of power grids. As we move away from fossil fuels, harnessing the power of the sun, wind, water, and geothermal energy becomes more critical. Renewable energy sources are not only abundant and inexhaustible, but also environmentally friendly. However, they come with their own set of challenges, such as variability and intermittency. This is where energy storage comes into play. Energy storage technologies like batteries can store excess power generated during periods of high production and release it during periods of high demand or low production. This ability to balance supply and demand makes energy storage a key component in the future power grid. It enhances grid reliability, facilitates the integration of renewable energy, and even allows consumers to store power for later use, further reducing the demand on the grid. But all these advancements won't happen in a vacuum. They require supportive policies and significant investment in grid infrastructure. Policymakers need to create a conducive environment for the adoption of smart grids, the integration of renewable energy, and the deployment of energy storage. This could involve incentivizing renewable energy production, subsidizing energy storage systems, or streamlining regulations for grid modernization. Investments in grid infrastructure are also crucial. Upgrading the existing grid to a smart grid involves replacing outdated components, implementing advanced technologies, and enhancing grid security. It's a massive undertaking that requires substantial financial resources, but the payoff could be enormous, not just in terms of economic benefits, but also in ensuring a reliable, sustainable, and resilient energy future. The future of our power grids is not just about meeting increasing energy demands, it's about creating a sustainable, efficient, and resilient energy future. So as we forge ahead into this brave new world of energy, let's remember that the power to shape this future is quite literally in our hands. Thank you for watching.